What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I want to talk a little bit about Black Ops 3. I want to talk specifically about the classified guns, or the guns that were classified in the Black Ops 3 beta. And I want to talk about what I feel is missing and what I feel those classified guns will be or should be. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so I do realize there have been some leaks lately, really bad leaks, the ones that I've seen anyways. I'm not going to be sharing any leaks at all throughout this video, because, well, first of all, that's a great way to get your channel in trouble, and second, the leaks that we saw were really poor quality, and you couldn't really see the description or really anything about the guns. You could kind of see the title, and then maybe the basic outline of what the gun looked like. And I do realize more leaks will be coming very soon, because the games are going to start arriving at retailers very, very soon, and as soon as they do, leaks just start happening all over the place, and we're going to get higher quality leaks and everything. So this is more of just like a fun speculative video. I imagine within probably the next 2 to 3 days, maybe even today, we'll start seeing some more leaks, so we'll know exactly what all the classified guns are. But I just want to talk about what I want to see with these classified guns. So within the beta, we had access to 5 SMGs, and there was 1 classified SMG. Now this doesn't necessarily mean that there's only going to be 1 more SMG, but it probably means that there's going to be 1 more SMG at launch, and then maybe we'll see some DLC guns. I'm not too sure if we're going to see DLC guns. But the 1 classified SMG, what do I feel is missing? Well, for all of the full auto SMGs, we've pretty much got all of the bases covered already with the non-classified ones. So we've got like our high damage, moderate recoil one. We've got our low damage, moderate recoil, but large magazine. We've got our super fast fire rate, but high recoil and not the greatest range. There's a good range of guns we already got within the beta. So the 1 classified gun, I'm going to speculate, and I think it's going to be a burst SMG of some form. Maybe similar to a Chicom. I'm not too sure exactly what it's going to be, but I feel like that's the one thing that's missing in the SMG category. Moving on to the assault rifles, we had access to 6 assault rifles in the beta, and then we had, again, 1 classified assault rifle that we didn't know what it was. Now, I know a few months back, somebody had unlocked the game files or something. They got into the game files in the beta, and they saw an M27 in there. Same with the SMG, actually. I was going to mention this in the SMG category. The MP7 was also found in the game files. Those, I think, were just placeholders, so it's not likely we're going to see the M27, even though a lot of people are speculating that that's what we are going to see for the assault rifle. I don't think that's the case. I think it was just a placeholder. But what I feel is missing for the assault rifle category is a fast fire rate semi-auto gun. So basically the FAL equivalent from Black Ops 2. Because we do have our slow fire rate semi-auto. We've got our nicely balanced full auto, which is the ARK-7, the Man of War, which is that high damage, very accurate, but super low rate of fire assault rifle. We've got the HVK, which is the faster fire rate, but a little bit harder to control and doesn't have the highest damage, kind of comparable to the Type 25. We've got the M8A7, which is just the precision laser beam burst gun, and then the XR2, which is the more balanced burst gun. To me, the 1 assault rifle that is missing is that super fast fire rate, or the potential to have a super fast fire rate, semi-auto, because the Shiva is extremely slow fire rate for a semi-auto gun, in my opinion at least. Moving on to the shotguns, we had access to only 2 shotguns. We had the KRM-262, which was the pump action. It would be comparable to the Remington 870 in Black Ops 2. And then we had the Haymaker 12, which I would say is most comparable to the Black Ops 2 S12, so not the Advanced Warfare S12, with the super fast fire rate. More so the Black Ops 2 S12 that had the moderate fire rate, and it was a full auto gun, or I don't know if it was full or semi-auto, I can't quite remember. But in either case, it's a relatively fast firing shotgun without being insanely fast like the S12 from Advanced Warfare. So what are we missing? We have 2 classified guns that showed up in the beta, or 2 areas that showed up as classified. Number 1, I am really hoping for this. I'm crossing my fingers. I really hope we see a slug shotgun that behaves pretty much exactly like the KSG did in Black Ops 2. That gun is so much fun to use. It's a very high risk, high reward type gun. It really rewards precision, but at the same time, not any noob can pick it up and just dominate lobbies with it. Like, it does take a lot of skill, but when you do have that skill, or you do have that precision and your shot is just on point, it feels so satisfying to use the KSG in Black Ops 2, and I really want to see something very similar return for Black Ops 3. So I'm guessing, and I'm really hoping, That's going to be one of these classified shotguns. And then the other one that I feel is missing is a super fast fire rate shotgun. So something like an AA-12 or the S-12 from Advanced Warfare, like just super high fire rate. I guess even like the M1216 from Black Ops 2. That's the one where you had like really fast fire rate, but you could only fire 4 at a time before like rotating the tube to fire 4 more. I think we're missing a shotgun similar to that. I don't know how they're going to handle it. Maybe they'll just bring back basically the M1216 with a different name. Or maybe they'll just bring back like an AA-12 with a different name. I don't know, but I'm pretty excited to see what they come up with. Moving on to the LMGs, we have the BRM and the Dingo. Those are the two that we had access to in the beta. The BRM was kind of the slower fire rate, or I guess you could call it more like moderate fire rate. It wasn't super slow. Moderate fire rate, relatively difficult to control recoil. It was really side-to-side recoil, but high damage as well. And then the Dingo, which was the high fire rate, higher recoil anyways. It wasn't crazy recoil, but a little bit higher recoil, and the damage profile probably wasn't as good as the BRM. Now in the beta, we had 2 classified, just like with the shotgun. We also had 2 classified LMGs that we don't know exactly what they are. Or you can kind of, if you look at the leaks, you can kind of find out what they are or what their names are, but you don't know too much about them. Now I was hearing a rumor, and I think this did come from one of the leaks, that there is going to be a 7-round burst LMG. Now, I'm wondering if this is going to handle more like the Hammer did in Black Ops 2, where I think it was the first 7 rounds fires really, really quickly, and then it kind of winds down and slows down, and then just becomes more accurate once that fire rate slows down, which I think would be really cool to see again. I really enjoyed using the Hammer. It was a really unique gun that was good, but not overpowered. It was basically like any Black Ops 2 gun. You could use it, and it felt different, but it wasn't crazy overpowered, and I really like that about the Hammer. Or it could just be a standard 7-round burst LMG, which I think would handle very weird. Like if you just pull the trigger once, it fires 7 rounds no matter what, and you've just got to like hang on and hope for the best while it fires those 7 rounds. It could go that way. I'm interested to see how that would play, but I don't know. I think it's probably going to be more along the lines of what the Hammer was, so it has a really fast fire rate for those first 7 rounds and then slows down. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. As for the other one, the one that I feel is missing for this, like the type of LMG, is the super slow fire rate with crazy good accuracy and crazy good damage. So you have to be really on point with your shots, but if you are, you're going to be rewarded with it. I think that's what we're going to see for the other classified one, but again, just like with everything in this video, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Now finally, for sniper rifles, we had access to 3 sniper rifles in the beta, and there was 1 classified sniper rifle. So the ones that we had access to is the Locust, which is basically like the Ballista from Black Ops 2, so it's the relatively fast rechamber time bolt action rifle that kills from the ribs up. So you have to be somewhat accurate with it. You can't just shoot him anywhere in the body and hope that he's going to die. But you are also rewarded if you are accurate with it. You are rewarded with those one-shot kills. It's basically going to be the quickscoper sniper rifle. Next up, we have the Draken, which is basically like a marksman rifle more than a sniper rifle. Like, it's almost always going to be a 2-shot kill, and there's really not too much to say about it. It's pretty low damage, decent fire rate, but quite a bit of recoil as well. So you do have to land 2 shots most of the time in order to get a kill. I think it's just a 1-shot headshot, or maybe like shoulder and up or something along those lines, but that's the Draken there. Then we have the P06, which is that charge-up burst sniper rifle, which people didn't really seem to like too much. I honestly didn't use it much. I think I picked it up once in the beta and tried it out. I don't think I even got a kill with it, but apparently this one needs a bit of a buff. So what does that leave us with for sniper rifles? Well, to me, we're missing that super high damage sniper rifle that kills in 1 shot basically anywhere in the body, but has a pretty low rate of fire and potentially even lower mobility or something along those lines. So like some big 50 caliber gun that is really bulky but really gets the job done as well. I think that's what we're going to see for the classified sniper rifle. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I'm not going to get into secondaries and everything because there weren't actually any secondaries that were classified in the beta. There still may be more secondaries. I'm hoping there's going to be more secondaries, but none of them actually showed up as classified. So I'm not even sure if we're going to see any more secondaries than we saw in the beta, at least to start the game out with. So I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think the classified guns are going to be for each category? And which guns that we didn't see in the beta are you really hoping that we see? Or like which style of gun? It doesn't necessarily have to be the same name as like a gun that we had in previous COD. But for instance, with me, the big one was the KSG. I really want to see a KSG style gun come back. So I want to know what you guys think. Which gun do you want to come back the most? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.